Hello everyone and welcome to another New World video. My name is Brian if you happen to be new, but let's go ahead and jump into the content of this video because we got a lot to talk about. Namely, we're in this weird position in New World where we know there's an expansion coming. You and I are always going to be eager for that kind of information, but the marketing PR side of this is going to be heavily focusing in on what's coming with Season 2. In fact, one of the first questions is, can you tell us what weapons are coming with the expansion? And the answer was, not yet. But notably, like, this is something where we're in this weird spot because Season 2 is right around the corner. That's really where this Forged in Eternum series has been a breakout. Just as a kind of a sense of their delivery and communication, I'm really actually quite happy with how they've managed the Forged in Eternum and the Balance of Power to be able to give us quicker updates. In fact, we've been getting the Forged in Eternum series like pretty much every Monday, so it has become a highlight of the day for myself just to kind of get more insight as to what is going on over with the New World team. However, the dev updates, the big team updates, that's probably something we're going to see here in July, where it points to obviously the expansion and that information once Season 2 is out of the wild. What this does is it prevents them from having to use those bigger dev updates on getting everybody caught up to speed on all these other smaller updates, which saves us all kinds of time, unlike these intros of mine. Anyhow, first off, like we said, they talked about the weapons. Clearly, they're not going to be talking about that just yet. They also talked about, and were asked, what metrics are used to influence development priority. And they say it's a mix of both industry standards, team experiences with the game, the future that they see for New World, and player insights. In fact, one of the things they'll be removing is the wards and the banes in an upcoming patch. Scott commits to by the end of this year, and those changes alone, they said, are driven off of player feedback. Now, my concern, as with anything, especially in a multiplayer game, is sometimes gamers have the ability to optimize the fun out of anything. But when they looked at this system specifically, they realized players aren't having fun. It's only just creating this gatekeeping system that is not necessarily adding to the fun, but more or less taking the fun away. And that's one of the reasons why they want to clearly address those changes herein. Now, they talked also about the time to kill burst meta, as that has become big, and the devs are currently looking into it. This is a part of the Balance of Power series in which that they're actually like every once a month-ish, they are having a balance update, and that does change the meta, but that is a good thing. We went so long with them not changing anything that it really kind of becomes stale. And the thing about online multiplayer MMOs specifically, but RPGs as well, things are going to change. That is just the nature of it. They talked about how we're getting the raid boss in this case, and their plan is that after this is that they want to start to combine the raid boss with the various different expeditions to really create a traditional full-scale on raid. And so we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Clearly, we're still gonna have to raid a little longer, but the raid UI is something I'm very excited that we're finally getting in the game. Now, when they talk about like ranged here, they go into like PvP. A lot of this deals with the kind of the balance of PvE and PvP. People asked, are there going to be PvE only weapon perks? And they said, really not. You know, they're moving away from specific weapon perks for certain types, like monster types, but they're also working on some things that they're not ready to talk about. And this kind of plays into some of the other things that are going to come on the PvP side. Like, again, removing the banes and the wards, I think is a move that's going to solve with potions. They talked about increasing the length of these ward potions so that you can still have that preparatory aspect to the content, but at the same time not necessarily being punished with multiple gear sets. You can pop a potion, it will actually last the entirety of the run, and therefore you don't have to sit here and stress about it all too much. And in my mind, that creates another kind of economy for the players to engage with, those who want to maybe just craft these kind of potions. But they go into OPR specifically because the map itself obviously benefits range. I think this is them hinting at we're going to get another OPR map here in the future that doesn't necessarily benefit range, because if you look at the arena, it's not always weighted to that range, because obviously the geography would be a better pronunciation, obviously works in its favor for OPR to incentivize range, but like in other things not so much. But then beyond OPR, and obviously they keep plugging the cross-world OPR system that's coming with Season 2, but beyond OPR, they're looking at obviously open world, the territory changes. They say that they're trying to gamify the Great Cleave moment, where everybody was in Great Cleave. It was wild, crazy, and good fun antics. And I hope this ends up kind of being something like the feedback that I've been providing on. You have to incentivize and you have to focus. You can say, hey, PvP's incentivized, but if everybody else is off just in their own spot, they don't know necessarily where to go. It should be like, hey, go here to this zone. This is where it's happening. This is where you want to be. So that way those moments become more organic, but they're incentivized organic moments, because players do want to do that. They express they want to do it, but the rewards, the incentive, and the location has to require so much more effort. The game can do this for you. Sounds like that's where they're going to go. There's currently no update on hippos, which I know that will be something I think pretty exciting for when they do add them, because us as a community is very excited to see about how that comes to play. And also a big kind of, exciting news for everybody, like the New World team is expanding. They continue to hire and bring on new people. This is obviously in relation to both Lord of the Rings and New World. But beyond that aspect, the question was, are we going to see faster updates? Or are we going to see more content in the updates? And they say they're going to go as fast as they can while maintaining quality. And I think that's going to be important for everybody to see that quality doesn't dip, because one of the things the team needs to work on and continue to focus in on is not necessarily having dates be set and then missed. I think that if they can get to the point where we can trust that the date they put out there on the internet is the date that it's going to be, then I think that can help start to build up some trust and some excitement and some planning and scheduling and more. For example, I don't think I'll be taking off time when they say the date for season 2, assuming that starts on July the 7th, which is what season 1 ends, etc. on the 6th. So should I take off work? I don't think so, because last time it didn't work out, but maybe something will work out and maybe they'll hit it. And I hope that is the case. Now, we talked about open world. We talked about the changes with the Bane of the Ward. They were originally, the question about gear was like, can we get another slot for these? But the fact that they're moving those out of the game, that's going to be fun. And I think overall, from the Heart Rune perspective, they say that the Season 3 Heart Rune is one of their favorites yet, but afterwards they're going to start stepping down the frequency in which that we see a Heart Rune. So don't expect maybe a Heart Rune for Season 4. Now, if they do a Heart Rune for Season 4 and they're continuing trying to set the expectation that they're slowing down Heart Runes, then I think they're just going to set themselves up for, you keep saying you're going to go slow, but you're going to deliver, and the next update that doesn't have a Heart Rune will end up being that kind of, I guess, reaction in and of itself. So when it comes down to it, I think overall this is a pretty stellar dev update, kind of Forge and Tournament Q&A. And this is kind of where it shifts into the bonus questions. Oh, they also asked about the turret HP and why they buffed it. And they want the turrets to be both dangerous and desirable. So that's essentially kind of why that's being played out in OPR. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see. So regarding bonus questions, can we have more details about the future of crafting professions, like the idea of crafting BIS gear, aka being able to craft your ideal item bound to the player you guys have explained before? And they said they're not ready to share these details since the big changes are coming with the expansion. Our high level goal is to reduce RNG and increase the player's ability to craft what they want. There will be adjustments to the cost in craft and throughput to ensure markets aren't flooded. Now, for the animation canceling, why is it still a thing? It does not add any skill when you can set up a macro for it. Fix your GD game PvP servers when. We like the fluidity and control of animation canceling adds to the combat system, so we have no intention to remove the general concept. However, we will continue to remove difficult cancels that provide big advantages that we saw in some previous blunderbuss combos. Now, the final question here is, do you gents actually think the PvP refresh is an acceptable level of PvP content? Because it's not. They say, we always want to deliver more, but we think Season 2 brings some great improvements to the variety of PvP content, as it will help Outpost Rush players and low population servers find games, and introduces a small number but a nice improvements to the mode. It will also provide dramatically different area and for fans of small scale PvP, and make the rewards for all PvPers better through the PvP reward track updates. Look forward to even more exciting open world PvP changes coming in the influence race later this year. Now, with all that being said, that is the information that we have for you guys today. I think overall, this is a really exciting one. If you guys go give it a listen, obviously that's cool. These are just obviously my thoughts about it, and we're going to have some more New World stuff probably rolling out this week. I'm expecting we're going to see a patch this week. And we're going to get ready to roll into season 2. Thanks, guys, for being here. If you enjoyed the videos, be sure to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment below. I look forward to hearing from you. Or if you want to go above and beyond, jump into the Discord, get a part of the community. And we'll hopefully be bringing back some New World streams here in the near future now that my life is getting a little bit back more normal. Slowly but surely every single day. Anyway, guys, love you faces. Thanks for being here. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. But until then, take care.